Okay, perfect. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So my name is Shannon. I'm the operations manager with Best Choice Realty. And today we also have Lori Palomino. She is here as our marketing extraordinaire, all the things when you talk about marketing and design with signage, social, everything. So we've got on the screen here today, and hopefully everybody can see what we've got. We've got a lot of visuals tonight. But if not, it's okay. I'll talk you through it, at least what you'll see on the screen. And we just kind of wanted to go through and spend the next 25 minutes or so talking about some ideas that you can apply towards your business this quarter. So Lori puts together this beautiful marketing plan for you guys that are really just like an idea book, I would say, where, if you see something that you're like, ooh, I should try that. These are things that we're seeing other agents that are across Washington State and Idaho are using right now for their business. So I'm going to let her kind of walk us through what we have here, and we can talk through what some of these different things can do, the impact that they're having, return on the investment, that sort of thing. So Lori, I'll let you kind of take it away.
Hello, everybody. So this quarter, we kind of just went back to some real tried and true methods of marketing. The first one that we're going to go over are just doing open houses that have made a big comeback, you could say. I think for a while, people weren't doing them as often because houses were flying off, but they've been a really good marketing tool of late, both for, doing something for your sellers and also for lead generation. We have a lot of brokers that are really excited about sitting open houses right now. So because of that, it's time to use just a little bit of creativity. And I just popped a picture in of this one because these are two of our agents from Idaho. And Gina and Jessica, they are from the Selling North Idaho team. They did an open house that actually got a lot of interest. They advertised it well, and they were offering tacos and margaritas. So that's kind of a fun way to drive traffic and get people in the door. It's basically just doing anything that kind of to think outside the box. When you do something like that at an open house, when people are coming through, it gives you the time to have conversations with people instead of just having them rush through and look at the house. So it's kind of a conversation starter, build some rapport with people. So that was just one fantastic idea, but there are several others.
Lori, can we do alcohol in Washington?
I probably wouldn't, but
I actually don't know. I don't know. Hadn't really looked into that.
Yep. So
I'm pretty sure it's illegal in Washington.
Yep. I wouldn't do it over here, but the concept is similar where it's like, okay, let's have fun with it, you guys. Let's invite the neighbors. Let's do a twilight tour and just have neighbors only, basically, that can come through for an open house. Let's get them excited. Let's involve the community with selling that house and make it more of an event rather than, oh yeah, let's just looky-loo through the house. Let's get them involved. I've shared this example before, I think the last time I've talked about open houses, but it is very much possible to take a listing from a neighbor in the same neighborhood you're done an open house with. So I had an open house I sat for someone. It was not my own, but before the open house, I went through the neighborhood, and I'm so glad I did. And I door knocked every single person in that neighborhood. I had a little flyer. It wasn't fancy. I think I had like a little yellow sheet of paper that was like, hey, would love to spend some time with you. We have this open house we're doing. Again, it's all part of the engagement. And by door knocking the neighborhood, getting them involved in the open house and selling it, let's pick your neighbor. I mean, those types of buzzwords they love. And we did in fact take literally the adjacent house listing when it went on the market within 2 months after the other one. So it's very possible to do that. Obviously in some cases, that's kind of like a unicorn type of situation, but it is very much possible. If not now, they could sell soon, or they may know someone that they want to live nearby. My sister is a good example of this too. She's the biggest advocate for her little street down in Sumner. She wants people in her neighborhood to live, be her friends. So involve them in it. And Gina and Jessica did a great job of doing that, of getting them excited, let's get them involved. Let's get as many people through this as possible. If it low pressure, that type of thing, it's not so, like sign in, let's just get you through, tour the house, tell me what you think. It's more, let's linger, let's talk, let's build relationships. And that's the whole purpose that they had here with their tacos. I think they even had like a little rider on their sign saying, free tacos or $200 worth of tacos if they sell the house. And it went viral on TikTok, and they didn't even know. They're not on TikTok, but they went viral on TikTok. So take it or leave it. But this is just an idea. I see more listing agents now that are doing their own open houses. I never would have said that for some of these people that were like, oh, I'll never do an open house. They are truly doing their own open houses because they understand that it is such a huge lead generation tool. So I'm glad Lori included that one in this one. Okay, what else we got here, Lori?
So I'm sure everybody at this point has probably at least heard of ChatGPT. It's been talked about quite a lot lately. What it is basically it's an AI tool that can assist you with any sort of writing things that you want to do, sphere emails, blog posts. Shannon, I think, did try it for marketing remarks and decided that a human could probably do that better. But basically, this is just a tool that at least you just want to check out. If you're not much of a writer yourself, and even if you are and you're just kind of short on time, again, it's just another tool that you can use when you're really busy. It helps save you time and, get something out to your sphere. So Shannon, I know she's tried it. And
yeah. I'll speak to it a little bit. I've had friends, family, agents all asking and talking about ChatGPT. I could seriously, it's off of two hands how many times people have sent me links and articles about it. And I think, hopefully I do not regret my comments here in the next 10 years, but I don't think that this is something that will be earth shattering in terms of our industry right now. Our industry has a tendency to be pretty slow on the curve on a lot of different new technologies, but when it comes to ChatGPT, what I can see as some of the biggest impacts I've seen some agents take away from this are things like content creation. So if you're trying to get ideas on, what should I say with this picture that I'm going to post on social media, or I need a blog post created to put on my website, or I need a sample bio that I can plug things in. If you're needing content like that, that's probably the best way that I could see right now using this type of tool for. For those that are using Chime, I actually plugged it up on here because I wanted to show you guys this new thing that they released with Chime is their AI assist thing. So again, this is for people who are using Chime, not Real Geeks or any other types of CRM, but there is a way for you to have these types of blog things created. So if it's like open house, why do it basically? You can kind of plug things in. And it says, why should I do an open house or whatever, right? So let's kind of put some buzzwords for a seller and maybe have a long medium post. Why not? Generate. And then there's the type of stuff that these types of technology can do for you. So, I showed this with an agent this last week of what this can do. And she's like, oh my gosh, like maybe it's not perfect 100%, but it's pretty dang close. And this would have taken me hours to create. So look at it as just a tool that can save you some time. But it's not going to be like
edit it as well. You don't have to use every single part of it, but sometimes it might just be able to just kind of spark an idea.
Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
Going.
Yep. And I've had some agents that are using ChatGPT for their marketing remarks. I tried it personally, and I can say that for someone like me, I'm heavily involved in my marketing remarks for my listings. And so I want to have a lot of control over the different things that I'm notating. The AI doesn't know, what's near that property, specifically like farmers markets or coffee joints or things like that. It doesn't understand really the benefits of living. That's the value that we have as real estate agents, is to market it very targeted. But what it can do is it give you kind of like a baseline. So if you're one of the types of people that are out there that is just like has severe anxiety about writing marketing remarks, ChatGPT is one of those things that at least kind of gives you a baseline that you can build upon at that point. So again, it's not going to change the industry, I don't think right now, but at least it'll give you a tool that you can leverage to save you some time. and also kind of give you some more content for social media, websites, blogs, things like that.
So kind of along the same lines of just getting something out to your clients that's quick and kind of the content is built for you. Is if I don't know if any of you have worked with the fast stats on the Northwest MLS, but it's a really, really quick way to just generate a market report for any area, and you can narrow it down by county and then by city. So it's really kind of another quick, easy way that you can either use it to keep your sellers informed of what's going on, your buyers of what's going on in the area that they're looking at, or just kind of some interest to just send it to your spheres. So just so they can kind of see what's going on in the greater Seattle area or wherever you're located.
Yeah, so I've got it here on the screen so you guys know where to access this. This is in the stats section of the Northwest MLS. And you'd be surprised. A lot of experienced agents that have been in the industry a long time actually don't know about this tool, which is mind-boggling sometimes when you see the power of this. I look at, what am I paying my MLS for? What am I paying my MLS dues? Let's take advantage of all of the, the resources they have and use things like this for your business. So you access it from the stats. It'll get you through info sparks, and then right on the top, it'll say fast stats right here. And this is where you can access it. So if I was in, let's say, I'll use Snohomish County as an example, and it's like, I want to look at, let's look at Bothell, let's just see what Bothell's doing. Okay, here it goes. In one click, it gives me a market update. So if you don't have, a fast search set up on the Northwest MLS, so you can kind of get an idea and a pulse of what's going on in the market. This is a great thing to do, especially within your own neighborhood. So you really understand and can be a market expert within what you're dealing with here. So it's like, how many new listings do we have on the market compared to 2022? We have 69. Last year we had 135. Well, no wonder we're getting multiple offers in this area when we have that much of a difference in volume that's coming through in that area. So this gives you talking points that you can kind of convey either just verbally to your clients, but then also provide this. So I talked about open houses earlier and having some sort of item of value. This is a great tool that you can print off 20 of them and then just go door knock and have a conversation with people about what the market is doing. And, maybe just say, hey, if you want to be involved in this, let me, can I get your email address? And I can send you these every single month. Or maybe I can set you up with a market search. If you're using Chime, you can set up a market report for them in that zip code or in that area. This is a tool that you can use. You can see the average days on market, until the sale, 4 versus 35. We've all kind of felt that the days on market is a little bit longer, but there's less units, right? So it gives you talking points that you can talk about, and it gives you some graphs, right? So if I'm looking at this, if I was to take this Bothell and I was to go maybe mail this to my sphere or give this to, someone who's listing my house or even my own seller. I've done this for my clients. If they list a home, I tend to give this to them in preparation for their appointment even, so that get an idea of what's going on in their marketplace. So, if I was looking at this, I'd be like, well, of course, it looks like we've gone down a little bit, but we're still very, very high compared to when you bought this, Mr. Seller, back in 2013. It's a great time to sell. You've got some equity that you've built in this house, even if it's a condo. So, again, just a tool. It bases off of zip code, so it can be very specific. This is Northwest MLS only. Spokane, RMLS, Tri-Cities, and North Idaho all have their different stats that you can pull, but this is one from the Northwest MLS, which is the majority of our agents. This is where you can pull that.
And again, fast. It's fast. It's very easy. It's just a very quick, easy way to get a lot of information in your hands and in your client's hands very quickly. So easy. So again, we've talked about doing pop buys before, which you can do obviously at any sort of financial level that you want to do this. This actually was something that Candace just did for her. I believe she could probably chime in, but it probably her higher end clients, but just took the time to, go and deliver a candle to everybody. And it's just a really great way. Everybody likes getting gifts. And, if you can drop them off something that's thoughtful and you get to have a conversation with them, I mean, it's just an incredible way to stay top of mind. I know that Shannon and Rochelle have given some candles as well. So, I mean, but really there's absolutely anything you do that you can fit in your budget. You know, now with spring, it'd be a great time to drop by some, you know, some flower seeds, couple little packets of seeds, and just, you know, just to remind people that you're thinking about them. And yeah, so it doesn't really matter how much money you spend. I think definitely it's the thought behind it.
Yeah, I like that idea too of the seeds. You know, it's like people are thinking about planting right now. So, and Mother's Day is coming up. I mean, these are different opportunities for you to have a reason to drop by someone's house, and closed clients are a great thing for that. Candace, I think you wanted to pipe in potentially, maybe.
No, yeah, 100%. And there's so many different websites and different places that you can Google and just Google Popeye ideas, and that correlate with the different seasons that we have. So spring and, you know, the flowers, the seeds. I think I do a summer lottery, you know, it's piping up for summer. I'm so lucky to have you as a client, and it's a little, you know, $2 lottery ticket, those things every single time. And this goes to my past clients and the people I value, but it's just something you can do to your neighbors and give to your neighbors in your neighborhood. You know, I'm your neighbor, I'm in real estate, was thinking about you. Let me know if you have any questions. And it's a little simple gift, but every time I do this and go the extra mile with a actual pop by, I can probably say I will at least pick up 3 leads at least. And I try to do a minimum of 50. So just some numbers for you.
Yeah, I mean, then I look at that as it's reinforcing whatever you're doing digitally. So I think a lot of us get stuck and we're like, okay, we're sending out this newsletter, or we're emailing them every month. Well, we forget we're going back to the basics on a lot of different things and getting in front of them. You know, having that connection with them. In our industry, we use this belly to belly conversation. My sister laughs whenever she hears it, but it is very true. In our industry, it's all about having that conversation, that relationship with people, and having a gift is a great way to have a reason to stop by. But then also it's like that spirit of reciprocity where it's like, I give, you get. I mean, it's that feeling that you have between each other. They're more likely to actually refer you business, even if it's not them themselves.
Yeah, and I think also past clients are always very surprised when they're still top of mind. I mean, a lot of people feel like, you know, they do business with somebody and then, you know, the real estate broker moves on. So it's just a great way to remind people that, you know, you still value them, past, current, and future clients. But you can also use this for farming marketing as well. Just if you're planning on farming a particular neighborhood over and over again, obviously this is a great way to get in front of those people, and not without just sending a postcard or that type of thing. I mean, this is just actually introducing yourself face to face. So that's a good tactic as well.
Yeah. And in terms of frequency, I would say, you know, if you're doing some sort of monthly email, you know, you're doing some sort of phone call, maybe like anniversary or birthday, have something usually on those things. But having something quarterly in the mail or in person like that will be hugely impactful for your business. I mean, Candace is giving you, you know, what the return is on that, but in many cases can be much higher. So, yeah, have something simple and it can work within your budget.
Mm-hmm. So next we're going to talk about what people refer to as the magic letter. So right now with inventory being lower, this is a great tool to use when you've got a buyer that wants to purchase in a particular area and maybe there isn't anything on the market yet. So this is basically just sending a letter to those hopefully potential sellers. We've got a sample letter that you can see and you can make your own. But yeah, it's just another way to, I guess, look for those properties that haven't actually been listed yet.
Yeah, it's off market. Whenever I hear that, I'm like, okay, what can we do? Oftentimes when you've got a buyer, and I've got one too, where it's price constrained, or they want a very specific type of view, you know, anything like that, where it's going to be challenging to find the inventory for that. That's where these magic letters can really come in handy. So, I mean, even if I'm going to click on it so you guys can see it. So this is a sample of one of our agents that did this. You get specific, this is what my clients are looking for. If the listing comes from it, great, but really you're trying to narrow down and find a house for your buyers. They even put in, I think, like a love letter or even a pre-approval, just black out in the information that they have, but make it real. I mean, these sellers, they're getting so much stuff in their mail sometimes. And it's best to make it look real, and it is legitimate. You're trying to find a house for your buyers. So I would say my word of caution for people when they're doing this is make sure you have your non-solicitation clause in there. And if you need that, just let me know. But then also, I don't know if I would necessarily do this unless you have a buyer agency agreement. So if you're not in the habit of doing that, you're putting some time and marketing money around marketing for your clients in this way, you really should have a buyer agency agreement to protect you, so that you're at least assured some sort of commission if they end up buying that house. Again, this letter is working. I've seen many variations of this, but in essence, this is something that we have seen has worked.
Yeah, and you can download that within the downloads area of our Best Choice Realty Homes website. So also there's you can download ideas for open houses as well. That was on the first page, so you can kind of circle back to that. And just to kind of wrap it up, just a reminder that we have basically everything you need to do a successful open house. We have obviously all the signage you can purchase. You can purchase it as a kit. You can also purchase it separately. I mean, sometimes it's not in budget to purchase everything at once, and that's totally fine. We have lots of options for you. But we also sell the door knockers that are kind of nice because you can just fill them in. You can attach your business card, and so that makes it pretty easy to have something just already printed and created for you to kind of walk around the neighborhood. And then we have a guest survey pad that you can take to your open house to kind of get some great feedback from the people coming through. And those, again, you can purchase those in the offices. They are part of the kit, but if you just want to pick up one of those or just the door knockers, we sell those as well.
Yeah, and the inviting the neighbors, I can't express it enough. I mean, it's so valuable. I went to, of course, right? I see people in my neighborhood that are doing things, and of course I have to pop in, even if they're not best choice listings. And this agent had gone all out. She had this huge charcuterie spread on the table. And I was just like, oh, wow. Like she had spent the time to put that all together. And yeah, I hung out at that house probably a lot longer than I would have, just because it was so welcoming. They had a reason for me to stay. It was fun. They had music playing. Like it was an event that all of me and my neighbors were talking about for probably a couple days, if not weeks. So use those open house little knockers. They're great. And invite those neighbors to your open houses. They may not be buyers, but they could potentially be sellers, especially if you follow up with them after the fact. Give them market updates. Hey, the listing is still pending. Hey, it's still active on the market. We just did a price reduction. Just want to make sure you're aware of that. Just want to be a resource for you. You basically have that as a reason to reach out to them, as that listing you're doing the open house for. So I think that was everything that we had that we wanted to share with you guys. This went out to everybody in their email. So if you were trying to grab the screenshots of this, it was emailed to you guys. And I had a question about fast stats as well. Yes, if you're needing quarterly statistics, you can go into the Northwest MLS within the InfoSparks section and be able to pull whatever you want, even compare regions or neighborhoods and things like that too. So we could spend an entire call talking about that, but I just want to make sure you guys are aware. I know we didn't really touch on it so much today, but we do have a social media class this Wednesday on Zoom at 11 o'clock with Chelsea Pites. She is a very well known in the real estate community for what she's been doing on lead generation on social media specifically. So if you have questions about Reels on Instagram, Facebook marketing, anything like that, she is a pro and has the stats to prove it. I mean, you could even look her up right now and see what she's been up to there. So tune in for that.
Taking one of her classes, you will be taking lots of notes. There's a lot of great information. So she's really good, very informative, and it'll be good.
Yeah, and this is best choice specific. So invite invite each other, come and join, take notes. This is for you guys. This is our gift to you guys as we go into this quarter. So hopefully we can see you guys then. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Thank you so much, Lori, for running us through these tonight. This has been great. And thanks, Candace, for piping in as well.
Yes,
So thanks so much.